We begin today the Gemara at the Mishnah, right at the beginning of the Daf on Daf Ayin Gimel. Okay, so this Mishnah continues from the previous Mishnah where it brought up Haba b'machteres, a person that's digging a tunnel to steal from someone. And there the pasuk says, Ein ledomim, because he's also coming to kill if he's going to be confronted. And therefore, Haba lahargacha hashkim lahargai, you can come and kill him before he kills you. And that's the source, or one of the sources of the concept of a raidif, that if someone is chasing to kill someone, then you can take his life before he kills. Okay, so the Mishnah continues and says that this halacha of a raidif applies to more than one case. The following are the people that are sinning and they're chasing someone, and they should be saved. In other words, the raidif, that is, should be saved by taking his life, and he won't do the avera. That's the taich of what the Mishnah is saying. According to Rashi, Taisus Matzilim refers that we saved the raidif from this avera. And that is Haraidif Acha Chavera Lahargai, one that chases to kill his friend. So anybody that sees this should kill the raidif. Va'achar Zachar, or one that's chasing another male in order to have a physical relation with him, Mishkav Zachar. So to save that Zachar that he's chasing after, you could also kill him. And va'achar hanaira moirasa, or is chasing after a naira moirasa, a girl that's a naira that is after the first stage of marriage, and he wants to have a relation with her. So these are the cases that you may take his life and save them from this. Now Rashi explains that what's unique about these averis is that, and there's other examples the Gemara will add to this as well. What's included in this is also other arayas. If you see someone chasing to have a relation with one of the arayas where there is a einish of either Kares or Mrs. Bezdin, so also you're allowed to kill the raidif to save the one that he wants to attack.
So
and
no trial.
Again, Rishas Maisa. Yeah, of course. We're talking about Rishas Maisa, when you can come and kill him to prevent this. And Rashi says, and you see from the Gemara, that what's the unique thing about these averis that we're talking about that this applies to? That the one that he wants to do something to, whether in the case of killing or in the other averis that we mentioned here, he's going to cause a pagam, a blemish, or defile the person, or also a kolain, a big embarrassment to that person. That's what's unique about these kinds of averis, that the Torah says that you should save the person that he wants to attack by taking his life. Right, so the point here is, even though, as I teach the Mishnah, Matzilin, the teich of the Mishnah is that you're matzel the raidif from the avera, but the point of this is to be matzel the nirdaf, to be matzel the person that's going to be attacked here. Okay, the reason why I teach the Mishnah this way, that's how Rashi and Taisus teach, because of the hemshach of the Mishnah here. Because the Mishnah then says, Aval haraidif acha behema, a person that's chasing after an animal because he wants to have a physical relation with an animal. Or v'hamachal is a Shabbos, one that desecrates Shabbos. He's going to be machal Shabbos, that is. Or v'ha'avid avedis kechavim, someone that's going to serve avedis zara. Ei matzil noisam benafshan. You cannot take their life and save them from doing this aveda. So here, as you see in the Mishnah, the matzil noisam is referring to the raidif, or in this case, by these people want to be machal Shabbos, do avedis zara. In that case, they'll do the aveda, and then later, if you have edim and a hasra, you'll bring them to Bezdin and give them a chi of misa later, but not b'shas maisa. So as we'll see in the Gemara, Rashi says that the reason it brings up these cases is because there is a hava minute to say by these cases that you should save them with their nefesh and kill them right away before they do the aveda. By the behema, it's similar to the arayas and machal Shabbos and avedis kechavim. The Gemara will bring that there's reasons to think that maybe it is included in the other avedas that we mentioned, that you should kill the person before he does the aveda. So we learned in the Braisa the source for this. How do I know that when one chases his friend to kill him, that you save the nirdaf, the person that's being chased, with the nefesh of the raidif, that you kill the raidif? Talmud Laima, the pasuk says, don't stand on the blood of your friend. So, which means that you see that someone's blood is about to be spilled. You're not allowed to allow this to happen, and you have to kill the raidif.
What's blood being spilled?
He's going to kill him. He's chasing to kill the person.
And that doesn't go in the Mishnah.
So we're talking about the first case. The first case of the Mishnah, correct? The raidif. The other cases, the Gemara will bring a source soon. But now we're talking about a person that's chasing to kill. Frag the Gemara, this pasuk leisamed al dam reyach is coming to teach this halacha that you can kill the raidif. Hi mi bayale, this pasuk we need to teach something else. Look at the Tanya, as the Brisa says, if you see your friend that's drowning in a river, or an animal is dragging him and going to kill this person, or bandits came upon him and are going to kill him, you have to do everything in your power to go and save that person. So the Torah says that you shouldn't stand by the blood of your friend that's going to be spilled. That's what it's coming to teach. So Taisus explains, the Gemara's question is, all you see here is that in a case where your friend's life is in danger, you have to do whatever is in your power to save him. But this additional chiddush that our Mishnah is saying, that to save your friend's life, including when that means to kill a raidif, that's a much bigger chiddush. You can kill that raidif even without a bezdin and a court case and so on, that we don't see in this pasuk necessarily. So the Gemara answers, you're right, and a chanami. Yeah, this pasuk here, Lisam Dal Dam Riyacha, is only coming to teach me about saving a person's life that's in danger, not when by a raidif, when someone's chasing to kill. So ve'ela nitna latzilei benafshe minalan. So where do I know by the raidif, when one is running, chasing to kill someone, that you can save him by killing the raidif minalan? Asya v'kal v'chaymer minayra meirasa. We learn this out with a kal v'chaymer from the case of the naira meirasa. The Gemara will soon bring the source by one that is chasing after a naira meirasa to have a relation with her, that over there you're allowed to kill the raidif, that he should not have that relation with her. So if there's a source there, so we learn out by a ritzayach with a kal v'chaymer from the naira meirasa. What's the kal v'chaymer? By the naira meirasa, he wants to have a relation with her. He wants to defile her. He's going to take away her besulim. She won't be a virgin, and he's going to embarrass her. So the Torah says that you can save this girl. How? By killing the nefesh of the raidif that's chasing her. So over here, where it's not just a pagam, and not just to take away besulim, but someone chasing to kill, Allah has kama v'kama was definitely here. You can save this person by killing the raidif. The Gemara, how could you say that the source is with a kal v'chaymer? Could you ever give a punishment based on a kal v'chaymer? There's a rule that the Gemara always says, and it's learned from what you see by the parasha of Arayis, but the Torah elaborates there, that you can't give any punishment just with a kal v'chaymer. You have to have a clear source in the Torah. So over here, the Mefarshim point out, I mentioned this yesterday on Daf Ayin Beis as well, that you see that by the halacha of the raidif, that you can kill the raidif to save the nirdaf. It's not just a matter of saving him, but it's also considered to be an einish. It's like in the place of the bezdin giving the einish, you're giving the einish now before. Because he's going to kill, you can give him this einish now. The Gemara refers to this as an einish. And therefore it's asking, how could you give an einish based on a kal v'chaymer? So that it's what? That's like before, even before the matter, even before, right? Because you are the title is safe. So the same thing over here. Yeah, the Gemara Mishnah said before that lashon by the Bab Machteres.
Yeah, I still don't understand. I still don't understand the difference between
yeah.
Hareidif and Havela Hergay. You don't learn,
yeah.
But the listim, Boyan Shalav, that yes.
That's the saving.
It's the same.
It's not the same thing. So I mentioned before, Taisa says it's not the same thing because when you're saving a person from a danger, he's drowning or from an animal, you're not killing another yid.
Listim.
Yeah, but the listim are not yidden. No. Bandits. It's not bandits, not yidden. Not yidden. So over there, you're not killing another yid to save him. But you need another source to say that you're allowed to kill another yid that's chasing. That you can't learn from there. Yeah. Okay, so now the Gemara says you can't learn from a kal v'chaymer. So the Rebbe Tana, so by Rebbe they taught hekeshu. It's not a kal v'chaymer, but rather it's a hekesh. It's the fact that we see in the Torah that it compares the two. And a hekesh is something which is like clearly in the pasuk. You can't just make this kal v'chaymer on your own. It's not like a kal v'chaymer. So you can't say a hekesh on your own. This is from Moshe Misinai, and therefore this is the clear limud that it applies by Ritzeach as well. Where is the hekesh? Because by the pasuk of the Nara Meirasa, where there's a man that's chasing a girl and he forces her against her will to have a relation with her, the pasuk there goes on to say that she is obviously going to be potter from anything. Adarabah, she's the one that's suffering here, and it's the man that's going to be chayiv misa. And the pasuk there goes on to give the following example: just like when a person is standing up against his fellow to kill him. The same thing over here. The pasuk then completes and says that Kain Adover Azeh, same here when this person is defiling this Naira Meirasa. So why does the pasuk have to give that example? The pasuk there already says in the beginning, that the Nara you don't do anything to her. So why does the pasuk not say? And it gives an example, just like by a case where someone is looking to murder someone, that obviously you only punish the murderer and not the victim. So now, what are we learning over here from this ritzeach that it brings it up here in the pasuk? Simply, the ritzeach is being brought here in the pasuk to give an example and to teach us regarding the naira mayrasa that the victim is the girl, just like by the case of a murderer, that is the victim and then there's the murderer. And as we'll see in the next daf, in Daf Ayin Dalet, it actually explains what this ritzeach is bal lamed. This is the source for the halacha of the Gimel Averis that are Yehorig Val Yaver. Just like by Ritzeach, it's a Yehorig Val Yaver. So it teaches also by Arayas that it's Yehorig Val Yaver. That's L'Lamed. But V'nimtza Lamed. But now also Ritzeach, that's brought up in this pasuk, is going to be learned out from the Nara Meirasa. What do we learn out from the Nara Meirasa to the Ritzeach? Makish Ritzeach l'Nara Meirasa. We compare the case of a murderer to the Nara Meirasa. My naira mayrasa, just like by a case that's a person that was chasing and is forcing a naira mayrasa into a relation with him. Nit and latzila benafshai, you're allowed to save her from this person by killing him, as the Gemara is soon going to bring the source for this. Afritzeach, so too the pasuk here is bringing in the ritzeach as well, the hekish of the ritzeach. Nit and latzila benafshai, you can save the victim from this person that's chasing him by killing him. Now, what's the source by the Naira Meirasa? The Naira Meirasa Gufa Minalam, where do we see there that you can kill the person and not allow him to defile this girl? Kedetana de Rabbi Shmuel, so by Rabbi Shmuel they taught, Kedetana de Rabbi Shmuel, the pasuk says, Ve'ein Mashiach. So the pasuk there says, Ki basada mitzah tzaka Naira Meirasa, she was screaming out, and Ve'ein Mashiach, nobody helped her. Why is it adding that to say that nobody helped her? It's because it's telling you, Hayesh Mashiach. That if there's someone there that could help her in any way, even to kill the person that's coming to do this to her, you're allowed to kill him to save her. So that's the source, and therefore from there we learn that the same applies also by the Ritzeach. Now the Gemara goes back to what was mentioned before regarding the case of saving a person from danger, not by a reidif, but from a danger. So going back to what we said before, you see somebody, he's drowning in a river, animals dragging him, bandits are coming to attack him, that it's your obligation to come and save him. Do not stand by the blood of your friend that he's in danger. The source for this, that you have to save another yid that's in danger, is learned from this pasuk of Leisamel Adam Reyecha. Mehasam nafke. It's learned out from another pasuk, where the Braisa says, when you see another person that his body, his life is going to be lost, how do you know that it's your obligation to save him? Talmud Laima, so because the pasuk says regarding when you see a lost object of a person, that you have to return it. But there the pasuk says, "Va'ashivaisai loy," return it to him. That word loy is extra. It says "Va'ashivai sai." Va'ashivai sai means return it to him. Why does it say the word loy? Loy means return even him himself. When his own life is in danger, just like you have to return the aveda, you have to return the person's life himself to him. So we already see a source for this. Why do we need the pasuk of L'Samad al Dam Reyecha? Answers the Gemara. No, here we learn an additional point. If I would just compare Tashavas Aveda, Havamina, I would think to say Hanamili benafshe. What it means is that you have to yourself make an effort to save the person from a danger. Like you have to pick up an Aveda and return it. Aval mitrach or meger aguri eimeloi. But to go out of your way much more than this, and to even have to pay, to hire people, to expend money to save a person's life that's in danger, I would say you're not obligated. Kamash Malon, that's what the pasuk says, even to pay whatever money necessary to save another yid, it's also the mitzvah of, not only a mitzvah, but a lav actually, of Leisamid al Dam Reyecha. And there's a discussion here in Rishainim, whether in such a case where you spent money to save a person's life, let's say a person is in prison and and you spend money on lawyers to save his life, but now when this person is freed, does he have to reimburse you for the money that you spent for him? If he's able. If he's not able, but then you spent the money out of the mitzvah to spend all the money on it. But if he's able to reimburse you, is he obligated to reimburse you? Some Rishonim say he is.
Why you have a pasuk for mitzvah?
Because by Aveda there's no such halacha. By Aveda, I don't have to pay money to go or even lose any money from my time of work to do Hashavas Aveda. But by like Samuel Damri Yecha, it's adding that even to pay money to be matriach and pay money for this, you're obligated. The Rebbe was medayik here in the lashon of the Gemara, and it's also in the lashon of Rashi al Atayre where he brings this. Minayin l'royes chaveirai. Minayin l'royes chaveirai means like the vart of the Baal Shem Tov. When a person sees something, whatever a person sees is a lesson in Avodas Hashem. When you see someone drowning, you can't just say to yourself, I saw it, but maybe someone else will take care of it. If you see it, if the Eibishter made you see it, it means that it's for you to take care of. And then the Rebbe went on to say that in our generation as well, every person has contact with somebody that he sees that he could do something to put him on tefillin, to help him with Yiddishkeit, not only drowning the Gashmis, but also drowning Beruchnias, and every Yid is if you're roya, if they should put you in a position that you're roya as chaveiroi, and so that means that you could, it's for you, it's meant for you to do something about it. Tana Rabbanan. So in the Braisa we learned, going back to the case of the Roidif, and here it's going to bring the source for the various cases that it said in the Mishnahs, because this is not only by a Ritzeach, that you can kill the Ritzeach, the one that's running to kill, but others as well. So echad areidef achachaveira lahargai, where there are cases of ritzeach, echad hazachor, or as the Mishnah mentioned, running after a zachor, v'echad naira mayrasa, by the case of the naira mayrasa. And here the Braisa adds, v'achar chayave misas bezdin, v'achar chayave krisis. Other cases of arayis, which are on the level of a misas bezdin or chayve krisis, in these cases, matzilin oisan benafshay. You can save those people of the person that's chasing them by killing him. However, if it's another kind of Isser Arayis, and that's an example of an Almana l'Kohen Gadol, a Kohen Gadol that would be chasing after an Almana. So it's just the Isser of a Lav, or a Grusha v'Chalutza l'Kohen Hedi, which is also Isser of a Lav, or any of the Arayis that's a Lav, but it's not a Kodesh or Mrs. Bezdin, Ein Matzilin Oisam Benafshay. In such a case, you can't save the victim from the one that's chasing them by killing him. The point of here is, the Gemara is soon going to say, we'll see that there has to be something that creates a real blemish and a real pigam, a real embarrassment for the one that's being chased. That's the concept here. By Naira Mayrasa, by Ritzeach, where you're going to kill the person, or you're going to cause a very serious damage, a harming for the person that's being chased, here you can kill the one that's chasing. But if it's only a erva, which is a lav, then it doesn't apply.
What's the example now? If it's only one?
A lav, an issa erva that's only a lav, it doesn't cause such a great blemish. Now, Nev the Ba'aveda, the Braisa goes on to say, if the Aveda was already done with this person, so the person is chasing after an erva, and an Aveda was already done. So now, according to Rashi, the simple pshat, it seems what Rashi is saying here is that he once before already was mazana with her. He already once before had a relation with her, and now he's chasing after her a second time. So in such a case, since she was already defiled, she was already embarrassed by him, so the second time you can't kill this person to save her. Yeah, that's the Rashi's pshat.
And the person knows that.
Yeah, well, apparently, if he knows it. But there is another pshat here. The Rambam says, and some say this is what Rashi means as well, that if you're chasing to kill the person to prevent it, but you got there too late, that he already started doing the Aveda. So then after the fact, you can't kill him benafsha. You're going to have to, if you gave him a warning and a punishment, so then he'll have a punishment later in the Bezdin. But if it's already after, if you came there too late, then you can't save him. You can't save her, that is. Okay, there's a kanon poigim by certain cases. Okay. Sagt der Mishnah, the Braisa weiter, Yeshlo Meshia, if there's another way how to save her, not by killing the one that's chasing her, but you can save her in another way, without killing him. So then, you're not allowed to kill him. Okay, we'll see more about this also in the Gemara later. Rabbi Yudah says, and I hear Rabbi Yudah apparently is saying his opinion, and as the Gemara will explain, he's arguing on the Tanakama, Afa imeres, hanichuloi, shaloi yargena, if she is saying that, leave him, don't kill him, and she's saying this in order that she should not get killed, and she says, you know what, he's chasing me to do an Aveda with me, he'll do the Aveda with me, but at least he's not going to kill me. Okay, but she says, don't kill him because she's afraid that then she's going to kill her. Then in such a case, you don't kill the Raidif. Okay, the Gemara is going to explain that the Rabbanan disagree with this, and the Gemara will explain the Machlekes. Okay, but it starts with the beginning of the Braisa here, and also the Mishnah that said the list of things that's not only by Yeritzeach, other cases as well, where you kill the Raidif. So Gemara Minan Amili, so what's the source of all these things? Oh, Makra, it's because the Pasuk says by the Naira Mayrasa, Vilanara Lesasa Dovar. For the Nara you do nothing, and then it goes on to say, Ein Lanara Chet Mavis. The Nara does not have any chet that she deserves to die. That's extra. When it says Ein Nara Chet Mavis, it already says that you don't do anything to the Nara, and she didn't sin, she was forced. So what is it saying here? So you darshan the words of this pasuk. First you darshan nar, the actual writing of the pasuk, it only says nar. You read it as nara, but it says nar. So therefore we touch nar zezachor. That's the case of a person chasing after a male for a physical relation. Over here as well, there is the halacha of a reidif that you kill him. And then you actually read it as na'ara zunaira mayrasa. That refers to the naira mayrasa, which is what this parasha is talking about. And then it says chet. What chet are we talking about? Elu chayve krisis. Any erva that's a chi of krisis, you also kill the reidif. And it said maves elu chayve misas bezdin. Those arayis that are misas bezdin as well. So the Gemara asks on this, so kolhani lamali, why do I need a source of all of these? Can't I learn out one from the other? So the Gemara explains, no, you can't. Tzrichi, it's necessary to say each one of them. If we would only say nar, which is by the case of mishkav zachar, I would say the reason why here you kill the reidif mishum de la vorche. This is something which is very not nice and very unusual. So here the embarrassment of this and the pagam of this is more. Aval naida de orche, but by a naida that he's having a relation with her the way it is normally between a male and a female, emeloi, I would say that over here in this case the Torah is not allowed to kill the reidif. On the other hand, because of Rahman and Naida, if the Torah would say by the Naida Mayrasa, then this is a Naida after the first stage of marriage. She's like a Kala, Chassan and a Kala. And now someone else is coming to have a relation with her. I would say the reason is Mishum de Kapagim law, because he's defiling her, he's taking away her Besulim, and he's really embarrassing her on her Chassan that she's about to get fully married to. Avol Nar, but the Nar, which refers to Mishkav Zachar, Deloi Kapagim le. Here actually there's no Pagam. Over here, it's only an embarrassment, but in the pagam there isn't. Emeloi, I would say in this case, the Torah does not allow you to kill the reidif. Now, further, the Gemara says, "V'kasa Rachmana Hani." If the Torah would say these two, I would say the reason is because each one of them has a certain reason for stringency. Hai mishum de lav orchehu. Here, by the mishkav zachar, is because you're doing something. The reidif wants to do something which is very unusual, a very big embarrassment. And v'hai kapagim law. And here, there's a big pagam when it's this woman after the first stage of marriage and she's waiting to be with her husband. Avol shar arayis, but by other arayis, the orchayu, where it's a normal relation, not mishkav zachar, and also v'lei nafish pigmayu. The pagam is not as great as by the arusa. Rashi says by the arusa, she's after the first stage of marriage and she's beloved on her chassan that's waiting to come and get married to her, and now someone comes and defiles her. So this is a very big pagam. So emaloi, by anything besides these two cases, I would say maybe the din of killing the reidif would not apply. So therefore, because of Rahman, a chet. So the Torah says chet, which includes now other arayas as well. Now, because of Rahman, a chet, if we would only say chet to include other arayas, havamina afilah chayv lavin. I would say that it includes any arayas, including those that are only alav, no karas and no misas bezdin. Because of Rahman and maves. So the Torah writes the word maves, which means only arayas where there's a misas bezdin. But because of Rahman and maves, havamina chayv misas bezdin in chayv krisis loy. I would think only where there's a misas bezdin, there you kill the reidif, but not if it's a chiv of karas. So Kasar Rahman a chet. So the Torah writes the term of chet as well to say that it's even by a chiv karas as well. Okay, so now after we have all the sources for all these details, so the Gemara now goes back to ask, if so, v'lichtav Rahman chet maves. If we would only have the source from the two words of chet and maves that says that for any erva where there is either a chiv kares or a misas bezdin, you kill the reidif that wants to do this. So then v'lei boy nar v'naira. It's not necessary to bring a separate source for a mishkav zachar or by the naira mayrasa, which are both cases of a chiv misas bezdin. So that's already included in what it says afterwards in maves. Why do we need a separate source for that? So the Gemara Text says, "Enachanami, you're right. Nara naira is not needed as a source for that. It's already learned out. The fact that you kill that you can kill the reidif for mishkav zachar or for naira merasa is included already in what we learn out from chet mavis. So the ela nar naira, these two, the fact that the Torah writes the word nar and it's also read as naira, what are they coming to say? Says the Gemara, chad. One of them, the Torah writes limute oived avedis kechavim. To exclude a person that's going to serve Avodah Zarah. Like the Mishnah said, in that case, you don't kill the person to prevent them from this. And v'chad lemute beheme, another case, it's to be memayed a person that is going to have a relation with a beheme, and also v'Shabbos, to exclude that you don't kill one that's going to be mechal Shabbos. Now Rashi here says, when it adds here Shabbos, you don't really need a third drasha for this. We only have two drashas here. Shabbos, as we'll see right here soon, is something that you would have thought is compared to Avodas Kechavim. So once you exclude Avodas Kechavim, that automatically excludes Shabbos as well. Now here the Gemara brings is actually another opinion about this that argues with our Mishnah and the Brisa before. Well, Rab Shimon ben Yechi says, this is on Daf Ayin Dalet, that Ovid Avedis Kechavim, one that's going to serve Avodah Zareh, nitin latzili b'nafshay. You could kill him to save him from doing this Aveda. So, if so, lamali. So, what do you need the two psukim of nara and naira? You can't say that one is coming to exclude Avodah Zareh because actually he holds that in this case you do kill him. And says the Gemara, chad lemuti behema. One is to exclude the case of a person that's running to have a relation with a behema, and mechad lemuti Shabbos, and one that's going to be mechal Shabbos. I hear the Gemara explains that salka daita chamina, because I would think to say teisi Shabbos michilul chilul me'avedis kechavim. That maybe I would say that there's a gzeira shave to compare with the two words of chilul that it says by Shabbos mechalaleh mois yumas, and also by Avodah Zareh, by the Melech, I think it is. It says over there the term chilul, that you're being mechalal when you're taking your child to the Melech. So both by Avodah Zareh and by Shabbos it uses the term chilul. I would think that I compare them. And therefore the pasuk here is saying nar or nara to exclude that by Shabbos you don't kill the person to save him from chilul Shabbos. But now there's yet another opinion about this. Well, Rabbi Elazar ben Rab Shimon, his son, Rabbi Elazar ben Rab Shimon, he says the Amar mechal es Shabbos. He sees someone that's going to be mechal Shabbos. Nitan latzili b'nafshay. You can kill him in order to prevent him of doing this aveda. And he says he learns this Gzeira Shavah. The Asiyah Shabbos mechilul chilul mavedis kechavim. We learn out the Gzeira Shavah. This chilul, we compare them regarding this halacha that just like by Avodah Zareh, you kill to prevent them from serving Avodah Zareh. The same by Shabbos. So what do we learn out from these two limudim? The two we have here, nad and nada. What are they coming to exclude? Says the Gemara, it's really only one thing that excludes. Chad miyut. There's one thing that we exclude here, and that is lamute behemah. To exclude a case of a person that's running to have a relation with a behemah. Now, v'idoch, the fact that the Torah says nar, and you read it as nara, it's not a separate thing to exclude from. Because I did the kasav rachman and nar, kasav nami naira. It writes nar, but it's read as naira because it's in the parsha of naira mayrasa, which speaks about the girl. So therefore it's read as naira, but there's no separate limit from that. Now going back to what it said in the Braise, Rabbi Yehuda says, Afa imeres. Also in a case where the girl says, Hanichu loy shaloi argena. Let him, he's chasing after me, he wants to have a relation with me, let him do the Aveda with me, and he won't kill me. So in such a case, Rabbi Yehuda says, we're not going to kill the Raidif. So now the Gemara understands that the Rabbanan, the Tanakam in this Braise, disagree with Rabbi Yehuda. Even in this case, you do kill the Raidif. Says the Gemara, what's the basis of their argument?
She only gave in because
again?
I'm saying because she only gave in to the Roidet because of the fact she feared for her life.
Yeah,
but the
okay.
matter is, he's still
Okay, so let's see. So Amar Rava, says, B'makpedes al pigma. The case over here basically is that we see that this girl is still upset about the fact that he's coming to defile her. It's not that she's saying, don't worry, I don't care. You have a case where a person is chasing a girl and she's doing it b'ratzon. He's not even actually chasing her. She's involved in it as much as him. So in such a case, obviously there's no halacha of a reidif to kill the reidif because she's doing it b'ratzon. But over here, that's not the case. Over here, she's makpedes al pigma. She's very upset about what he's going to do to her. That he's going to defile her and take away her besulim. All she's saying is allow him to do it because she's afraid that she doesn't want to be killed. And she says, okay, so let him do the aveda. I'll suffer, but I won't be killed. So in such a case, there's a machlokes about this. Rabbanan say, a pigma kapad rachmana. The reason why the Torah allows to kill the reidif is in order for him not to harm her and to blemish her. And therefore, pigma, we see that it's by force and she's upset about it, and therefore you're allowed to kill the reidif. However, Rabbi Yehuda says differently. No, the reason the Torah says kill the reidif mishum the masra nafsha lektala, because what we're afraid is going to happen is if we allow him to go and do this aveda with her, she's going to fight back. Because Rashi says, even though she's not obligated to fight back, but nevertheless, maybe she'll be from the tznuin. Rashi says there are tznuais that will be ma'isa nefesh to die. They won't be ready to allow this person to defile her. So she's going to fight back, and then her life will be in danger. So that's the reason why the Torah says kill the reidif, that her life should not be in danger. And over here, so by this girl says Rabbi Yehuda, halei masra nafsha l'ktala. Here we see that she's not going to die because she's saying, let him do the aveda, and he won't kill me. So she's not going to fight back. Her life is not in danger. So in such a case, Rabbi Yehuda says we don't kill the reidif. Amalei Rav Papa la Abaye. Rav Papa said to Abaye, going to the next point that it said in the Braise, that only by Arayis, which is a Mises Bezdin or Koris, then you kill the Reidiv, but not other cases which are only a lav. Almana l'kohen gadol nami. So why do we make this distinction by an almana and a kohen gadol, where it's only a lav? Kapagim lo. He is defiling her. She now becomes a halal. She can't. So why do we not say as well that we killed the Reidiv? Amalei. So he answers, well, no, even the Isha herself also, but through this, becomes a halala. Again? Yeah. So the Gemara answers, the reason is because Amalei, apigma rabba kapad rachmana. The Torah is kapeda, the Torah is particular about this only when the pagam, the blemish in her, is a very big blemish, and that is the fact that she becomes a zaina, not just a chala, she becomes a zaina, and not only that, her children will be, any child born from this will be a mamzer. That's the level of a forbidden relationship. That's a very big pagam. There the Torah says you killed a Reidiv. A pigmazutta, however, if it's only a pigmazutta, meaning it's only a lav, and she does not become a zayna, her children do not become a mamzerim, loy kavod rachmana. Here the Torah does not allow you to kill the Reidiv. Okay, one more thing that, going back to what it said in the Mishnah, chet elu chayavi krisis. So the Braise here said that the chayavi krisis as well is a case that we killed the Reidiv. So the Gemara asks on this, if this is the case, Veraminu, I'll ask you from what it says in the Mishnah Masechta Ksubis. It says, Ve'elu nairis sheyesh lem knas. The halacha by a person that's ma'anis a naida, he has a relation with a naida against her will, is that he can go and get married to her, v'leisi l'isha, but if he's not going to get married to her, then he has to pay a knas of chamishim kesef. And the Mishnah there goes on to say that there's all kinds of cases that this applies, and that includes habal achaisei, a person that's forcing and he's having a relation with his own sister, which is a case where there's a chi of koris, there's a chi of misa v'dei shamayim, there's a chi of koris for this. Okay. Yeah, correct. So the question is, in this case, why would you be chayiv to pay for to pay this knas? If we're saying that by a case of chayiv krisis, the one that did this, he's a reidev, and if he's a reidev, the Torah says that you can kill him for what he's doing. So if so, he's chayiv misa. What's the halacha by any person that's chayiv misa? There's no payment of money. This is this concept that we had already yesterday. We learned kom lei b'derabmin. If you get a greater punishment, you don't get any payment. You don't pay. So how could the Mishnah say that a person that is having a relation with his sister, and if so, he's a reidif of a chi of koris, that you have to kill him? How could you say that there's a chi of knas in this case? So the Gemara brings a few answers here. One answer is Amru Rabbanan Kamei Rav Chisda. The Rabbanan said in front of the Rav Chisda, and they explained the reason is because the chiyuv of the misa and the chiyuv of the payment is not at the same time. Mishas hara, from the time when there's a physical contact with her, the pogma, that's when he already defiled her. But if delay mikatala, and it's already at that point that he is going to, you can't kill him anymore. You can only kill him when he's a reidiv to do it. But once there was already a physical contact with her, now there's no chiyuv misa anymore. The chiyuv misa is already from before. But this that he has to pay the knas for defiling her, that's only he actually had the full relation with her, and only then he took away her besulim, took away her status of being a virgin. Then that's the reason why he has to pay her the knas. We're talking elanat, the knas is paid only by a besula. So meaning the payment and the chiyuv misa are not at the same time. Komle, but the Rabbimene is only if the chiyuv misa and the payment is at the same time. But the Gemara says this is not necessarily true according to all opinions. This is only according to the opinion that says hara. This isser of arayis, which includes even the beginning of the biyah, and that's what's called hara. What does this mean? Zunashike. It means just physical contact. That's already the isser of the misa. That after that there's no misa anymore because he already did the aveda. But there's another opinion that says hara means it's the beginning, but he has to enter to some extent, and he's already breaking her besulim. And if so, the time of the chiyuv misa and the time of the payment of the money is the same. Why would you not say here for this that he's a reidif, and so therefore he should not have to pay? So The Gemara says another pshat. Elam Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda says the case here of that mission is he already had a relation with her once before, and it was in an abnormal manner. She's still a basula, but he did have a relation with her before. And now now he's having a relation with her a second time, and now he's making her not a basula, and therefore he has to pay the knas. And there's no kamle b'derabmineh here, because if he had already a relation with her once before, as we said before, in such a case you don't kill the reitif. So therefore he has to pay the knas. Another example, Rava says, "B'mani chasai shelo yargena v'Rabbi Yehuda." It's according to Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, if she's saying, "Leave him, let him do the aveda with me. I don't want him to kill me." In such a case, we don't kill the reidif. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, in such a case, there's no chiyuv misa, so therefore you have to pay the knas. Okay, let's just see the conclusion of the Inyan. The Gemara brings another pshat here. Rav Papa says another pshat, b'mefuteh. We're not talking about a ma'anas b'chal. It's not a reidif. You don't have to kill him because he's persuading her, he's convincing her, she's doing it willingly. So in such a case, there's no halacha of killing the reidif, so you pay the knas. And v'divrei hakol, everybody agrees to this. One more pshat the Gemara brings. Abaye says, "B'yochel la'atzel be'echad me'evadav." The case here is that this reidif is not chayiv misa because you could save the girl by injuring the reidif, by injuring him in one of his limbs, that he won't be able to continue chasing her. And Rabbi Yisrael ben Shal follows what Rabbi Yisrael ben Shal said at Tanyas. We learned in the Brayse. Rabbi Yisrael ben Shal says, "Reidif shay reidif achachaveru lahargai." A person that's chasing to kill his friend, v'yachal atzila be'echad me'evadav, you can save the victim from this person chasing by injuring him in one of his limbs, and you didn't save him that way, Naragalov, you're going to be killed for this. You're only allowed to injure him, you're not allowed to kill him if you're able to injure him to save. And that's what the Mishnah in Ksubis is talking about, that there's no chiyuv misir because you're able to injure the reidif, and therefore over here there will be a chiyuv of tashlumin of paying the knas.
So